Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I'm just bringing the combine along here and we're going to get started on our corn up close to the farm here. And the weekly question I asked you last week was, should I add in $1 million euros in order to simulate finding all of the gold nuggets? And as you can see, you answered yes, but several of you decided that, well, I can't just go and add in €1 million. That would be unacceptable. So, what we're going to say is, let me just start that one up. There we go. Right, he's going to carry on there. We've seen combining plenty of times, so we'll let that one carry on. We've got several small tasks that we need to do today. But as far as our €1 million, obviously we can't just magically summon €1 million out of nowhere. I was doing a little bit of digging. Well, actually the pigs were doing some digging on the pig pen. Up there where the pigs are. We've got a lot of pigs now, and several of them have been doing a bit of digging around in the muck, that sort of thing. And what do you suppose they went and found? But I went up there and there was something shiny sticking through the mud. So upon further investigation, I found some ancient silver, and I know it was ancient because of the designs and that on it. I took it to a friend of mine who's a curator of a museum. Turns out that we found an ancient Roman stash of various bits of silver and so on, and the total value, believe it or not, came to exactly $1 million. €1 million, I should say. Sorry, I'm on dollars mode at the moment, but yeah, €1 million. So that is how we have got our €1 million. We found a large stash of Roman silver under the pig pen, of all places. So yeah, we have got our million. And for those of you who want the numbers, we had 3,443 people answer that question. 278 said no, and 3,165 votes said yes. Add in €1 million and sort of get everything done that you wanted to get done before we move on to our next map. So we've got a lot of things that we need to do. Now you may notice some continuity errors, and that is entirely my fault. I adjusted the save game file to add in the €1 million and saved it incorrectly. I didn't produce a backup before I did this because I've become accustomed to relying on Farming Simulator, because the game actually does periodic backups, and I figured I'd just use one of those. So I made a mistake when it came to saving it. I saved it in the wrong format, so it couldn't be read by the game. That's very unfortunate. So then I thought, oh, all right, we'll just go to the backup. I went to the backup, and it turns out that the backup was from before the last episode, so I was a long way out. So I've had to make some slight changes, and basically I chopped and changed a few. I took little bits of save game files and added them together in hope to try and rescue it a little bit without having to redo all the work that I did before the last episode, as well as during the last episode and since the last episode. I don't know why the career save game didn't back that up, but for some reason, whatever reason, it decided not to do it. So anyway, yeah, there may be some slight continuity errors here, and that is why. However, I'm hoping that most of it is not going to show up. Most of it should be okay. It's mostly a few statistics and numbers, but for general purposes, it looks like everything is where it should be. The machinery was where it should be. The silage was in the clamp and sheeted down. So yeah, most of it should be okay. Next point, I've had a look at a whole load of different maps. I've had a look at a huge number of maps. Hang on, how many spoonfuls of this stuff am I putting in? Let's not get carried away here. I got 5,500 litres. That's at 34%. If I put one more spoonful in, and then I need to put some silage, and I need to put some straw. I'll put this in, and I'll put 2 bucketfuls of straw, and then should fill the rest up with silage. We've got, if you take a look at our animals, they're in a bad way. We have a look here. We've got some silage and hay in there, but yeah, everything is like really, really low. It's the same with the pigs. Everything is really, really low. We've used up the corn that we put in for them last time, so we need to do something about that. So today we're doing the harvesting over in the field over there. Well, all of these fields, they need to be harvested. We've got some of our money that we need to spend, and we need to desperately get these animals topped up. Now, I said I would get a mod so that we could bulk buy a load of pig food. It won't be until tomorrow before we can bulk buy pig food. And as soon as we've got our harvest done down here, we've also got to go and harvest our sugar beet up at the top, and we'll probably still just lease the sugar beet machinery. Even though we've got all this money now, I think it still would be better if we were to just lease the machinery to do that. We need to get this load of power food here into the cattle, and that will at least keep them going for a little while. They don't have any grass. That's a bit more of a pressing issue. We're going to have to do some mowing so that we can just tip a little bit of grass in for them. Probably I will do that in between this episode and the next one, because we've seen that plenty of times, and I don't really think that we need to see a load more of it. So while I am working on all of these small little tasks, I want to talk to you about the maps and which maps that we're going to have a look at. I have had a look at a whole load of different maps. I'd like to keep it that we do small maps. I said that we would do small to medium farms at this end of the week. So I've dismissed any that are on larger scale, and there's several suggestions from different people. Some of the maps did seem to be on too large a scale. Some of them I have shortlisted for a follow-on from Watea Valley. Obviously that won't be for a little while yet, because we're going to run a much longer series on Goldcrest, but there are some there that I thought would be quite interesting. I have put 5 options here altogether. Now, my first option is, let me just get the list. Here we go. Giants Island 09. Now, that is one of the ones that I think is available on console. There was a slightly more modern version of the game. I think it was the 2011 version of the game was available as an updated one, but I didn't particularly like the 2011 version of one, because they'd kept most of the textures and everything the same, and it all looked flat and rather uninspiring, to be honest. So I didn't particularly like that one. But the 09 one seems to have been reworked right the way over. It's really, really open. But for those of you who didn't play the game way back then, I certainly didn't play the game way back then, so the map is unfamiliar territory to me. But it does actually look pretty good. I was quite impressed with the appearance of the map and how it was all laid out. I thought that it was well made and well updated. It's got the sheep and the pigs and everything else. So that one definitely made my my shortlist. Then the next one is a New Zealand styled one. Now this New Zealand styled one is called Watea Valley. I think it's Watea. New Zealand names are very often based on Maori names, and Maori names can sometimes be rather difficult to pronounce unless you've had some help with it. So yeah, I think Watea, but it's probably wrong. I'm probably getting that completely wrong. It's probably something different. This is based off of a typical New Zealand setup where it's mostly grass. New Zealand is just acres and acres of grass everywhere. They've got really hilly ground. And it's steep hills everywhere. There's not very much flat land in New Zealand. It's long. It's just lots and lots of mountains and hills and everything. And this map reflects that. This map is really well made. It doesn't have tracks going everywhere to all the different fields, again, which is typical of New Zealand. You get from one field to the next going through other fields, and I think that has been done absolutely superbly as well. It's brilliant the way it's laid out, and it's on a slightly bigger scale. It's still on a 1x map like Sosnovka. It's one of the biggest maps that I looked at, but I thought just because of how it's done completely differently, most of the land is done completely as grass. There are some flat fields that are ploughed up and ready, and those typically in New Zealand would be used for maize silage or corn silage, depending where you're from. So yeah, I thought that one was quite good, and it's made my shortlist as well. So Watea Valley, the one based in New Zealand, that is your second option of maps. Now, the other 3 maps are all fairly similar. 2 of them are much more similar. Well, two of them, you know, they really are very similar. They are fantastic maps. One of them I very nearly didn't include because there's quite a few other people have done Let's Plays with this one. But because of the sheer number of people that suggested it, and because it absolutely perfectly matches our criteria for a small map, that is Old Streams. Old Streams version 2. A lot of people, a huge number of people asked for this map to be included. So I've not looked at it before. I've seen a couple of small Let's Plays on it. I went and had a look at it, and wow. Just wow. This map is absolutely incredible. Very, very small fields. Everything is very small scale. You got very small fields, you got tiny little roads, and they're difficult to get round. It's awkward to get to anywhere, so you have to use small machinery. You cannot use big machinery on this map. You would not be able to move it around on the map. It's beautifully done. It is absolutely amazing. Old Streams is by Black Sheep Modding. It is absolutely incredible. Now, I'm sorry that I can't remember who the other maps are created by. That's not a diss against any of the map makers. I haven't written it down, but whichever map we do use, I will include. I will also say that all of the maps that I'm choosing from today are on the Mod Hub. You can go and check them all out yourself. Some of them are console ready, so even the console players can go and check them out. Not all of them. Some of them are in the beta section. So yeah, you can go and check them all out and see what you think of them. Now let me just stop here a second. We have got now, so we've got silage and we've got power food in for the cattle. We need grass, we need straw, we need water. The corn is just about gone up by the pigs. Straw is just about gone up by the pigs. I need to carry a trailer load of straw up for them. Water there, okay for the moment. Yeah, we got a lot of work to do. Let's just run this over and pick up the corn out of the combine in a minute. So yes, Old Streams. I was blown away. That one is absolutely incredible. So that is option 3. Probably won't necessarily be in that order when I come to actually doing the question, the poll and that, but anyway. The next one is Lossberg. Now that's another one that is, I think that one's also available for console users. The thing about Lossberg is that it's the same as Old Streams. The map's not the same, it's the same style. Really small, everything's all like carefully tucked in together, really small machinery, small fields, tight corners, everything. Absolutely incredible. So if you'd like something that I feel that Old Streams is become a very mainstream map, whereas Lossberg, not quite so many people know about it, but it's on a par with Old Streams. I would say that those two are so similar. Unless you were familiar with both maps, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart just by the description. Lossberg, again, absolutely incredible, amazing map, genuinely stunning to look at. It's just incredible. So that is another option there. Again, it's a really small map, absolutely perfect for what we want from a series from this end of the week. I can't sing that one. I can't sing the praises highly enough. I'm trying not to influence you too much here, but I'm really hoping it's going to be one of a few maps. There's a couple of them that I think are really good, and I'm including them so that everybody's got options, but I kind of hope that you don't go for them. And then finally we've got Vogelsberg, or Vogelsberg, or something like that, or it might even be Vogelsberg. I'm not quite sure how that one's pronounced. However, it's kind of similar to both Old Streams and Lossberg, except that the field is a small scale map like that, except that there are fewer fields. The fields are marginally bigger, so you could go, instead of just being limited to the small to the lower end medium machinery, we could go to medium machinery. Slightly larger machines would be able to fit into that map and get round the roads. Not a huge amount, not a massive amount different, but it's marginal. Slightly larger scale is available in Vogelsberg or Wogelsberg, depending. I really have no clue how to pronounce that one. That one is in the beta section, but it's only recently come out. So if you take a look in the beta section, it'll be right close to the front when you're looking through them. And I'm not actually doing this. I thought that I had my, yeah, this is the other one. I thought I had my robot feeders quite close together, so I thought that it would have jumped right from one to the next one. Apologise for that. And there we go. Let's go to our... We used our PDA here. As always, we used our PDA so that we could jump through and remotely start the cleaning robot. That's how you do it. It gets remotely started. I want to enter the Kramer now. I need to put a little bit of straw in for the cattle there. We'll put a bucket full of straw in. So Vogelsberg is the final option, and that one again, really well made map. Small, compact map, kind of like Old Streams and Lossberg, but ever such a slightly larger scale. Personally, after having gone through and basically what I did with each map was I looked at the starting machinery. Obviously we're going to be taking we're not going to take our machinery with us, but we're going to be taking some money with us. What I'm going to say is, if we go for Giant's Island or Watea Valley, because they're definitely more medium size rather than small size, we'll take the value of our machinery and possibly our animals as well with us when we go to the map. But if it's one of the other three, Vogelsberg, Lossberg, or Old Streams, then I'm going to lower the value of what we take with us, because I don't think going into those maps with a huge amount of money is going to be as interesting as if we go in with like part money. So we'll probably do it on a scale of we'll sell what we got here and we'll take that money with us for the Giant's Island, Watea Valley, and then the others we'll chop the number in half and we'll take half of the money with us so that we can start on the next map, which means that we can get top quality machinery, because there's some really good machines, but it'll be the small stuff. So possibly that Massey Ferguson tractor there would be about the biggest that you would want to use. I don't think that we would want to use anything much bigger than that. We'd want something, because you could still use round balers without any trouble. Round balers generally can have a much smaller tractor pulling them than a big square baler. I would question whether or not we would want to use a big square baler on certainly Lossberg and Old Streams. I mean, yes, you could probably squeeze it in there, but it would definitely be a squeeze. I mean, I see farmers, small-scale farmers, still having big square bales used these days, and it does look a little bit peculiar, a little bit funny, but it does work. It can be done. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we would rule out using a big baler, but it would be unlikely. We might stick with round bales or even small bales if an auto-load trailer is available to us. These tractors could really do with a clean as well. There's so much stuff that I need to do here. We generally need to sort of pick up a whole load of these small jobs and that stuff that we've got going on. So yeah, we've got these 5 maps, and that's kind of how I'm looking at approaching them. I'm very interested to see which ones you want, and I'm going to give you my own personal rating on these maps as to what I think of them and what I'm kind of hoping is going to be picked, because I'm the one that's got to play them, and so I want something that really, really grabs me. And if I got to rate them on personal preference, I would say number 5 on my list was Giant's Island. Definitely Giant's Island. Number 4 on my list was Watea Valley. I really love the difference in the map. I love that it's got a very different approach to most other maps, being it's got a lot of hills and everything. It would be difficult for a lot of the fields to be ploughed up and actually get combined because of the terrain in that. You'd be able to do mowing and stuff like that, but it would be more difficult to plough up some of the fields, which I think is great. And I love the way that you've got to sort of get through the different fields. But the overall feel of the map didn't grab me like some of the others did, so that is why that is number 4 on my list. Giant's Island is number 5. I thought it was okay, but it's definitely not one that leaped out and grabbed me as, wow, this is incredible. It just, yeah, a well-made map, well done. It's good to look at and it would be fun to play, but it didn't have that wow factor for me. Watea Valley, again, it wasn't a complete wow factor. However, it did have some really good points, and it would be a much more unique way of approaching playing the game because of all the grass and very, very little arable on it at all. And I think it only, if I remember correctly, it's only got 1 sell point anyway. Although, don't quote me on that, I can't remember now. I looked at so many maps, it does get a little bit confusing. Number 3 on the list would be Vogelsberg, the one with the slightly bigger fields. It's kind of like Old Streams and Lossberg, but it's ever so slightly larger scale. Only marginally, but it is slightly larger scale than Lossberg and Old Streams. So that one would be 3rd on my list, and then my joint first is Lossberg and Old Streams. Those two are absolutely equal. They are amazing maps. So obviously it's completely your vote and completely your game, because you guys are the ones that vote and tell me how you want these series to progress. Personally, I'm hoping you pick either Old Streams or Lossberg. I genuinely don't mind which one, because both of them are absolutely incredible maps. I genuinely love both of these maps. I cannot emphasize that enough. They're just amazing, absolutely amazing, beautiful, so well made. It was stunning just looking around them. Just having a look around these maps, I was completely blown away by. And it's not just like the detail for the maps. You know when you see a map, sometimes you think, yeah, it's really, really beautiful, really well done, excellent. I really like this. But it wasn't just that. There was something about going through both of those maps, a feel for the whole situation. It was very small scale, very cozy, and generally, I don't know, it felt warm almost. I'm really struggling to describe this, but I genuinely hope you pick one of those two maps. But pick whichever one you want to see me play, because I haven't listed any map here that I wouldn't want to play. I was very particular about that. There's no way I'm listing a map that I don't want to play. Right, sorry about that. I've been talking non-stop for 25 minutes now, and I had to have a small coughing fit. Yeah, so there's your 5 maps. I really hope that you pick either Lossberg or Old Streams, personally. But don't... If you prefer one of the other ones, obviously please pick one of the other ones. I have not included a map that I don't want to play. I really haven't. I have gone through, I've been really, really careful to make sure that I would be happy with playing any of the maps that I have picked out, which is why I went through, I think I looked at about 20 different maps, and these are the 5, these are my top 5 maps. I am going to buy this one. This one's 279,000 euros, so we're going to buy that one. This is some of our million euros that we're going to be spending now, and we're going to go and buy this next one to us as well, Field 25. We need to buy a baler and an artisan stacker, so I will probably buy those in the next episode. I'm not quite sure. We got to be planting these fields, but I also need to buy food for the pigs, and we're going to be doing that next episode as well. Today I've just been doing a few small odd jobs around the yard, and I've been talking about these maps, and just all of these maps are fantastic. I love these maps, I really do. I wish we could play all of them, but we can't. Ooh, what am I doing? I don't actually want to do a mission. The way to not do... Ooh. Case Optum. That is a nice looking tractor. That is a very nice looking tractor. And it's in blue. If you look down on the corner down there, that's in blue. Have we got option? What are the options for this tractor? Enable IC. Oh, all right. Right, I haven't had a look at this tractor before. I must have installed it and then not realised what I'd done. Let's have a look round. What have we got for the IC? Is there anything here that we can do with the IC? Can't open anything here. Ah, right. So we got an opening door for the IC. I don't think we got anything else. Right. Come out of here. What about enable IC now? I don't think you can see very much for it. Right, disable the IC. I'm just going to back away from the field so that it ends a mission. I didn't want to start a mission. Actually, there we go. This tractor looks really cool. I'm thinking that we could buy this tractor. This tractor could go into the next series. We could take one with us. Right, we have failed our mission. Okay, I didn't actually want to do a mission then. I wanted to buy the field. So another 275,000 euros. Buy. There's our 2 fields bought. We've now got 438,000 euros left. Not a great deal. We need to buy a baler. And the baler that we were going to buy was... Oh, no, it was the Kuhn square baler, wasn't it? That's what we said in the end. I want to go baling technology. So people wanted me to get that one. That's 70,000 euros. And that one's 105,000 euros. So actually that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. That's 175,000 euros. That will still leave us a reasonable amount of money to have a look at some other things. I think that is everything that we'd want to buy then. We might get a bigger seed drill to start planting these fields, but I think we will start planting these fields in tomorrow's episode. The main thing we'll be doing tomorrow is buying pig food. In order to get our pigs up to the numbers that we require before we leave this map, we're going to need to buy in some pig food. And I also want to get some sheep before we leave this map. We got 4 weeks. Including this week, we got 4 weeks left. So we're going to have to get a move on. And I will do a few other things. I'm going to run some water up to the pigs before next episode. And load up a trailer with some straw. Did I bring the trailer down? I think I've left the trailer up the other end. I think I'm going to have to get the Massey and run up the other end and get some straw. Where did I put the Massey? I had the Massey here just now. Well, where did I go with it? I had it right here. How have I lost? I've lost our Massey Ferguson. That's our biggest tractor. Did I drive it over this way? Oh, there it is. Hidden round the corner. Oops. Careful. And just park that one up there. Right. We will go. And someone has pointed out that I keep jumping out of the tractors and leaving them running. And, ooh, bunker silo is done fermenting. So tomorrow also, if we've got time, we're going to need to get our conveyor belts, get them up to the BGA so that we can start unloading the silage. We probably won't get to that tomorrow. We've got pigs to feed tomorrow, and we've got a few other bits and pieces to do as well. I'm going to run up and get the IT runner and trailer now from up the top. So that I can load it up with straw ready for tomorrow and we can run that up to the pigs. But yeah, mostly we need to be feeding them. So I'm going to... There is at least one bulk buy pig food silo that I've seen. And that might be one that I consider getting. And there's a couple of other ways of handling bigger bulk for pig food that we're going to need. We're going to need to be buying pig food and giving to them so that we can... keep them going. We need to keep them at 95. Well, the pig food will put them to 100%. We need to keep them at maximum percentage if we can, so that we can get up to 400 and start selling the surplus. We've also got this field of sugar beet that is ready to harvest. We need to get going on that one as well. So we've got lots and lots to do. I'll get a whole load of it ready before tomorrow, and then we can sort of get stuck into it. So my question for this week is obviously the maps. I've been talking about this almost non-stop for the entire episode. I apologise for those of you who don't like me sort of don't like me doing it that way. You'd like me to mix things up a little bit, but today I have been talking non-stop. I'm hoping that you'll be reasonably happy that I have at least been doing something while I've been talking, because I realise I have done that before. I've just stood still and talked, and that's not good. So my question for this week is, which map do you want me to go to next? Do you want... I'll tell you what, I'll go back via the dealership, and I will take that one, so I'll put the trailer on the back of that one, and then I can return that to the dealership at the same time. This is called multitasking, ladies and gentlemen, and it's the way forward. Now then, if I can just back up onto here, pick that one up. Yeah, so, which map do you want me to go to next? Do you want me to go to Giants Island 09? That is a console-ready map, so everybody should be able to go and take a look at that one. Do you want me to go to Watea Valley? That one is the New Zealand-style, very hilly grass map. That one is in base section, so it's not for consoles. Excuse me. Option 3 is Vogelsberg. That one again is in the beta section, so you won't be able to look at it on the consoles. That is a small scale map, slightly bigger fields, and excellently done. A really well done map, that one. The option 2 is Lossberg. That one, I think Lossberg is console ready. Can't actually remember now. I believe that one is console ready, so it's not in the beta section. It's in the regular mod section. And finally is Old Streams. I know that one is very, very popular. A lot of people have asked me for that one. So yeah, the final one is Old Streams. A lot of people have asked me for that one. Some of you may think that there's too many other people already covering Old Streams and you want to see a bit of variation. So if you'd like to see Old Streams but you want to see something different than that one, go for Lossberg, because Lossberg is very, very similar. These two maps are so beautifully done and very, very similar to each other. There's not a lot of difference between Lossberg and Old Streams, and they are definitely my two favourite maps for small-scale farming. Definitely, without a doubt. So you've got Giants Island 09, Watea Valley, Vogelsberg, Lossberg, or Old Streams. It's your vote, it's your game. Head in the comment section down below. Let us know which map you'd like me to play next. And, of course, don't forget to actually cast your vote by mousing over in the top right-hand corner. Also, today's topic of conversation is obviously going to be about the maps. Which ones you personally like? Is there any maps you think that I have overlooked while I've been searching out maps? Which of these do you like? Why do you like the one that you're going for? I'd really like to hear all your opinions on these different maps and how you think, any suggestions as to certain things you'd like to see done or not done in our next series. I'd like to hear all about it down in the comment section today. It really would be absolutely fantastic to get all of your opinions and views on it. I think that is all of it. We are going to return this John Deere forager here, and then I will go back down to the yard. I got a few things to get done and get ready for tomorrow's episode, and then yeah, I think that's about it. We're going to carry on with our harvest as it is at the moment. Quite a lot of ground to cover. I am very tempted to buy a slightly bigger combine than what we've got at the moment. I think that might be useful, especially if we've got these two new fields now. They're much bigger scale, and because they're much bigger scale fields, a slightly bigger combine would probably be useful, just to help things along just a little bit, and speed things up, because I think that little combine is going to take absolutely forever to cut those two fields. Right, let's return that one. Okay. But yes, if you've enjoyed this episode, please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.